Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another WWE Reddit video. This is, of course, the series where you can submit your photos, videos, memes, questions, or anything related to the world of professional wrestling over on the Santi's app videos Reddit page. So if you'd like to be featured in the next WWE Reddit video, make sure that you check out the Reddit page. I made it really easy for you. There's a link in the description. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're going to fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And if the daily wrestling content here just isn't enough, consider going over to patreon.com/Santi's app. Over there, we upload so much more extra content that we can never upload here, like the Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, and a whole bunch of other series that use real footage that we just get blocked here due to copyright. So go check it out over there, patreon.com/Santi's app. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Let's see what you guys sent in. Checkmate, haters. Well, hopefully this now dispels any rumor that Ludwig Kaiser is El Grande Americano. I always thought it was a silly rumor to begin with, but now we have definitive, concrete, non-AI generated proof that Ludwig Kaiser just happens to be a German guy that happens to work in the WWE. He might share some similarities to El Grande Americano, but think about how dumb it is to think that Ludwig Kaiser is El Grande Americano. You're suggesting that a German guy is pretending to be an American guy that's pretending to be a Mexican guy. That just doesn't make any sense. Huh?
I'm whispering because my wife is currently doing media, and I just overheard her say that she's unpredictable and she doesn't know what she's gonna do. We all might four-way kiss, and I just want everyone to know that that is not gonna happen.
Okay. That is just not where I thought that video was gonna go. Okay. Booker T fighting for his life.
Oh, we gonna do it. Oh, no. We gonna do it.
Booker's just losing it over there. Sorry, I can't play that much more of it. Oh, man, that's awesome. I watched this NXT Homecoming, obviously live with the community, twitch.tv/Santi's app. This was my favorite moment of the entire night. The Devil's Kiss. Chef's kiss. Drew wants Cody's what? Oh, yeah, I saw this. Drew tweeting, The Rock wants Cody's soul. I want his ass. Immediately following it up. Wait. This was my favorite meme that was made about this. Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes' ass. Two different people for real. Yeah, I firmly believe that main roster Finn Balor is just not the same guy as NXT Finn Balor. I'm of the belief now that they are entirely separate people with different motivations, living in entirely different multiverses, because they just are not the same people, man. They got completely different levels of magic and aura about them. Like, look at this. This was him on NXT last night, and it's chills, man. It's chills. It's just not the same now. It's just not the same. And I feel so, I was going to say, I feel bad for people that are fans of Finn Balor. I'm a fan of Finn Balor, but the current iteration of Finn Balor just is not it. And it's just never going to reach the same heights, guys. Yeah, nobody wanted this. Yeah, this was a rough outing for WWE during the live stream. Everyone in the chat saying, you sold out. I'm done watching wrestling, this, that, and the other. Look, I get it. People are upset about this. I've come to just simply accept it at this point. A company like WWE is going to chase the money. They're going to chase the bag. So why ruin my experience simply because WWE keeps making these annoying decisions financially that really at the end of the day don't impact me. I just simply got to find the good in this, and the good in this is there. Like they made so much money from this deal that I'm expecting an out of this world galactically good WrestleMania with some names that we never thought were possible returning to the WWE. But it would be tone deaf if I were to say that people are happy about this. As you can see, like, there were a lot of people that were upset about this. There were chants at Worlds Collide of "you sold out," but like, that's not going to change anything. This is the path that WWE is going to go down. They're going to chase the biggest offer, and it's no longer Las Vegas. It's no longer American major cities. Now it's Saudi Arabia. And the preliminary numbers that are coming out about this, that apparently Saudi Arabia paid north of $150 million for WrestleMania weekend. For context, Las Vegas paid like $8 million for WrestleMania 41. There's a big gap, and a big enough gap where I'm like, man, I don't know who in the world is going to be able to compete with Saudi Arabia. If Saudi Arabia wants WrestleMania, they're going to get WrestleMania year after year. But I can't just anchor my fandom as to what financial decisions WWE makes. All I want is good TV, good programming, good matches. If they make financial decisions that are good or bad for them, from like a programming perspective, it doesn't impact me. I just want good programming here. I want them in the main roster. I mean, I really like Booker T and Vic Joseph. I don't know that they are exactly like main roster material like together. I feel like they're a really unique pairing that works well in NXT. I don't know about Booker T on the main roster, but Vic Joseph on the main roster for sure.
A man who was the worst general manager in this brand's history.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Booker T.
Yeah, we do.
What up, Unc?
You about to get an ass whooping.
Like they're so good together. They got wonderful chemistry in terms of their banter and their insults towards one another. They do remind me of JR and Jerry the King Lawler in the Ruthless Aggression era days. I like them, but I don't know that as a pairing that they work on the main roster. So he's obviously not injured. Why are we not getting Jacob Fatu on TV? I have no idea. Obviously, I'm watching the same product that you are from the same lens that you are, and maybe it's they don't have anything from a story perspective for him, which is a little bit weird considering they seem to have had something for him every single week. Like, this is a guy that was heavily featured on Friday Night SmackDown on PLEs, and now it seems like a switch has been flicked, and now all of a sudden they have nothing for him. A little bit confusing, but I'm sure that it's still a bright future for Jacob Fatu. This just is a time that maybe they're trying to cool off on Jacob Fatu so that when they bring him back, they can bring him back, roaring back to maybe the main event scene. Be honest, do you see yourself still watching WWE full-time in 3 to 5 years? I mean, I've been watching full time now for about 3 years. And you might be confused by that. Santi, I thought you've been watching for 20 plus years. I have, but not all 20 years have I been watching every single thing that WWE produces. Like in the late 2010s, you would be shocked to find me watching a full episode of Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. More often than not, I was watching the clips on YouTube because the programming just wasn't particularly great. Right now, I think that it's great and it's worth watching Raw. It's worth watching SmackDown, even if the finishes right now at this time of the year aren't particularly great. It's worth watching NXT. It's worth watching every PLE. Will that be the case in 3 to 5 years? I don't know. I don't know. It's possible that the programming gets so bad and so boring and so stale that I go back to just consuming through YouTube clips. Maybe not anymore because like I am a content creator and it's my job to stay up to date with this stuff. But like if you're insinuating with this picture that I'm going to potentially stop watching in 3 to 5 years because WWE has a deal with Saudi Arabia, they've had this deal going on for 7 years and I'm still here. So this doesn't change anything about how I decide to consume WWE. Once again, it all comes back down to, is it good programming or not? Again? Yes, Andrade, WWE, gone to AEW, gone back to WWE. Listen, all right. I love Andrade. I'm a big fan of Andrade. But when this happens enough times across various organizations in a short amount of time, to a certain degree, you have to start maybe wondering if maybe the problem here is Andrade and not the wrestling organizations that can't seem to properly utilize him. So I don't know. Maybe he'll flourish in the Indies. Maybe he'll flourish in Japan. But it doesn't seem like major North American organizations are going to be the place for him. WrestleMania 43 match card leaked. Yes. Okay. I've seen all of these memes about like how Saudi Arabia is going to want Yokozuna and the Ultimate Warrior, people that have passed away, people that are retired. That was a meme that was like relevant like 6-7 years ago. Like Saudi shows are canon now, you know, like the most recent show was awesome, Night of Champions. Like Saudi shows are now like generally very good and must watch. If you want to keep track with everything that's going on in WWE, you can't miss these Saudi shows. This whole like Saudi shows are exhibitions where things that happen in those shows don't matter. That's a thing of the past. Like I think they've realized to not interject themselves in the booking of WWE and forcing Mansoor to appear on the card and just allowing WWE to book the card that makes sense like we've been seeing here over the last couple of years. I think the meme is outdated. Still a good meme though. Someone give me a logical fucking reason as to why the ref would do this shit. Okay, so you're referring to the ref stopping Randy from doing the punt. Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense because refs allow the stomp, you know, and how does he know he's going for a punt? Maybe he's going for a stomp. Maybe he's going for a big roll up or a big boot or a brogue kick. This is illogical. It doesn't make sense. And when you start to point out the things that are illogical in wrestling, that's when the magic and the fabric of the imagination that WWE has created starts to be torn down. So things like this really take fans out of the experience and makes them start looking around and realizing that this is some bullshit. Ludwig pulled an R-Truth and joined the Judgment Day family. First of all, I don't see Ludwig. I see El Grande Americano like back there. How awesome is it, by the way, to have Dominic Mysterio as a world champion officially? It's refreshing. It's new. It's different. And, you know, I know some people are like, oh my God, they're burying Triple H. Triple H's part of WWE now. Like, they're not separate entities. Like, they're all same, all right? Different, but same. Images that you can hear. I'm not gonna say it for you, but like I'm sure you can hear it as well. This has, by the way, become like one of my favorite bits on Monday Night Raw. I love this. Do you think that we'll ever see Ivy Nile getting a significant push? I think that the answer is I think she has all of the correct tools for a significant push. There are gaps, sure, but like nothing that's like a giant chasm that can't be overcome. But if you're asking me based on the evidence that I have in front of me right now, I would say the answer is probably not. Like, it doesn't seem like WWE wants to allow an Ivy Nile to flourish. I think that she is so talented in the ring. I think that she is so underrated. But there just doesn't seem to be any interest in pushing Ivy Nile, and that to me kind of sucks. Is Dirty Dom technically a Grand Slam champion after tonight? Okay, because he has won tag titles, North American title, Intercontinental Championship, and now the Mega Campeonato. I guess, like, in a way, we can say that he's a Triple Crown champion or a Grand Slam champion. It's not the proper definition that people would use when it comes to listing out the greats, but sure, I guess it's a version of a Grand Slam champion, but all that matters is that he is a champion, and he's a double champion, the Mega Intercontinental Champion, ladies and gentlemen. We live in the correct timeline. If you happen to be a dimension traveler and you live in a dimension where Dominic Mysterio is not a double champion, I promise you, I don't care if you guys have solved global warming, I don't care that you guys have managed to get to world peace, you live in the worst timeline because you don't have double champ Dominic Mysterio. Am I the only one that actually likes when Brock Lesnar shows his funny side? No, you're not. Like, Brock Lesnar can be endearing when he is funny. Like, I would say that, like, these are all fan favorite moments of Brock Lesnar, especially Boombox Brock Lesnar. My problem specifically with this is that this wasn't his job, his place to be funny. His job is to be the evil guy that John Cena has to vanquish. And if he becomes the funny dude with the ripped pants that plays it off super charismatically, then he's not playing his role. That's all it is. I think that's the critical feedback that's going around that also comes from me. When you're on a double date and the other couple's arguing. Good stuff. Well done, man. Nicely fresh grown WWE memes from the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw. It doesn't get as fresh as that. Shaina is back. She's kind of back. I don't think she's back from like a character perspective or in ring. I think the news is that she's a backstage producer on NXT, which I think is a great role for her. I've always thought Shaina Basler was so underrated. And if you want to talk about like a what if, like a missed opportunity, it was Shaina Basler and her missed opportunity to push her to the moon in the really late 2010s and in the beginning of the 2020s. She should not have lost at WrestleMania 36 against Becky Lynch. She should have absolutely won and being catapulted as the next big scary monster of the women's division, but they never did. Attitude Era is greater than the current era. Yeah, I saw this floating around, like the different match cards from 2004. I want to clarify, this is the Ruthless Aggression era, not the Attitude Era, but you know, actually, I'm not going to be like that. Either way, look at these, dude, look, that's insane. That's just a match on SmackDown. Rey Mysterio taking on freaking Kurt Angle was just like a regular episode. A steel cage match for the WWE Championship. Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle in a best 2 out of 3 falls. Like, dude, this timeline was insane. This timeline really was insane, and nowadays all we get is the Vision versus some grouping of baby faces every single week, it seems. This is wild, but completely unsurprising statement. Also, while I'll probably never afford a live show, sadly. Yeah, I saw this floating around. TKO president Mark Shapiro says WWE lags behind UFC in ticket profits and still has work to do. Quote, WWE is not where UFC is on ticket yield, and we have some work to do here. Vince McMahon was pricing tickets for families and wasn't fully focused on maximizing the opportunity. Opportunity is a fancy corporate lingo word for profits, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, I'm not surprised either, right? Like, twirl your mustache, evil TKO, raising ticket prices. What else is new? I did always say, like, hey, at least it's not as bad as the UFC. And that's going to end up aging poorly. They're going to end up getting to the point where they're just as bad, who knows, maybe even worse than the UFC. I think that, funnily enough, they're probably right. Like, in terms of ticket yield, you probably have so much room to abuse ticket increases with WWE because unlike UFC, you can sell more things like meet and greets and stuff. You can for UFC, but just nowhere near as much as WWE. But we're getting to the point, guys, where like you're not going to see kids in the front row. We're already getting there. Turn on like a random episode of Raw or SmackDown from like 2010 or something, and you'll see like half of the people in the front row are like kids under the age of like 16. And now, like if you see a kid there and you're like, ah, that's a rich family right there that was able to afford to bring their kid to the front row. So yeah, they're probably right. Like there's probably a lot of room to increase ticket prices, and the only losers here are going to be us. Dad must pose. When you hear your parents wrestling and it sounds like your mom is selling, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly move on from this one. Family always comes first. Well, he is Ron Cena, right? Ron Cena with his dad, Cena Sr., me and Pops. We miss you, big brother John Cena. Thank you, 23andMe. Look, as bad as I thought the Brock Lesnar and R-Truth segment was, it wasn't because of R-Truth. R-Truth was R-Truth. You know, he was a gem in there. And the whole I'm John Cena's brother, I'm his little brother, even though he's my childhood hero. Love it. New Orleans fans watching WrestleMania 42 and 43 announcements. New Orleans, my friends in New Orleans, you guys got what we say in the world cucked. I feel so bad for New Orleans, who literally won a bid for WrestleMania, but was outbid after winning the bid by Las Vegas. And now in comes Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania 43 and offers like more than 10x what Las Vegas offered. Dude, New Orleans is never getting a WrestleMania. Like they're just never getting one. I'm sorry. It's going to be Vegas or Saudi Arabia moving forward. Who had the best gimmick change in the career? I mean, listen. Roman Reigns to the Tribal Chief, obviously that's huge, but Roman was doing fine. Like he was still main eventer. These two had to completely reinvent themselves entirely to even be considered good enough to sniff the main event scene. Out of these two, like they're both terrible, but I'll go Stardust to Cody Rhodes. I don't really like the idea of Sami having the US title, but if he puts on more bangers like this, then I am down for it. And he's going to, and I think that we're all going to be the better for it. Sami Zayn should be winning these matches, right? Which is the complete opposite of some of the matches and feuds that he was having prior to the Open Challenge, where he should be losing and he shouldn't be winning the feuds that he was winning. Karrion Kross being a perfect example. But now they've put him in a position in this Open Challenge where it makes sense for him to win. And if he's going to do it in a way where he's putting on banger matches, then I'm absolutely down to clown with this. Enough said. I gotta ban these. You know, I gotta ban you on the Reddit if you start doing these face swap things. They started last week and I hate them, and I hate them so much. Man, time flies. Man, was it really a year ago that we were graced with the presence of the wonderful shoulder-haired Ricky? Man, time really does fly. I miss this man. Great answer from Maven.
He was like, we're gonna have a day.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be something that we're going to teach the people that on this day.
I can't stand my community sometimes. Cinema.
Strong in the ring.
Bug out! Man, Worlds Collide, I'm telling you guys, whenever there is a Worlds Collide, mark it on your calendar and make sure that you make time to see it. Both Worlds Collide have been 5 out of 5 awesome, stellar shows that are just so much fun, packed with really good wrestling. And this is a perfect showcase of the fun that I'm talking about. Layeska doing a mid-rope spear on El Demonito. Wild, man. Wild.
No, with me being gone, it's going to be
glorious.
So, somebody in the audio mixing department accidentally muted the crowd noise because Bobby Roode is out here acknowledging what I'm assuming is supposed to be a big pop, but it's just crickets.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, I love good old production hiccups. Those are great. Oh my God, stop sending these things. I hate them. The Wyatt Six want the AAA tag titles. Listen, I'm down for this. I'm down for more cross-pollination of the main roster and AAA. This is nothing but good for everyone involved. It's nothing but good for people watching at home, for the people paying tickets to go to these shows. How can you not be on board for this? Ah, yes, another freshly cooked, baked meme from the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw. The El Grande Americano trio recreating the Spider-Man meme. You knew it was going to happen at some point, right? Here it is. All right, folks. Thank you so much for participating in this week's WWE Reddit video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Goodbye. Get out of here.